Okay, I'm going to walk you through how to do number 24 on the homework, which is homework number 6. So the first thing you have to do in the problem is to do the balanced equation, and that's letter A, and I have it all written up there. This is your photosynthesis reaction. It should look familiar from biology. Your next step is to take your two reactants, which is carbon dioxide and water, and you're going to do a grams to grams problem with them. Okay, so I have the first grams to grams problem all set up. It's grams of carbon dioxide to grams of glucose. So we're converting both of our reactants to grams of glucose. When you look through the problem, hopefully that all looks good, and you do your calculations and you get 60.05 grams of glucose. Okay, next I'm going to set up the second problem. And we're starting with 64.0 grams of water in this one. Okay, I've got the second problem all set up, and that's grams of water to grams of glucose using the mole ratio in the third set of boxes. And when I do those calculations, I get 106.68 grams of glucose. Okay, so now we have to figure out, what all of this means. So letter B says determining the limiting reactant. So which one's the smaller one? The smaller product was this one up here. Hopefully you agree. And so that came from carbon dioxide. So answer B would be CO2 is the limiting reactant. Letter C asks which reactant was in excess. So if CO2 is the limiting reactant, then H2O is in excess, meaning you had plenty of it. In fact, you probably had leftover, which we'll use in the next reaction. The next letter is D, determine the mass in excess. So this one is a little involved. The first thing you have to do is use your two products, which is 106.68 grams of glucose, and subtract it from 60.05 grams of glucose. And when you do that, you get 46.63 grams of glucose. And so you might be thinking, oh, I want to stop there. But the question was, determine the mass in excess of the reactant. So now what we have to do is take this number and convert it to grams of water, because that was the thing we had in excess. So this is our third grams to grams problem in this problem. And I'm going to go ahead and set it up. Okay, so now I have my grams to grams problem all set up for letter D. And I do the math, and I get 27.97 grams, and this is grams of water. So what that means is that I had 27.97 grams of water that I didn't use in the reaction. I started with 64 grams, and 27.97 were not used. Okay, very last thing is letter E, and this is kind of random, but it says determine the mass of glucose produced. You go back up to the equation, and we already circled it. It's right up here, and answer E was 60.05 grams. And you didn't make any more than that because at this point the reaction would have stopped. Okay, you're all done.